Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and I have a huge book haul to share with you. So over the last 4-ish months, I have acquired a lot of books. I have stacks and stacks sitting next to me and a whole box, like Target big ass box. So this is gonna be long, so we're just gonna go right in to the books that I have bought in the last 4 months. So first we're gonna start with ones that I've already read. I just wanted physical copies of, and many of you will know, I've mentioned it a couple times, I don't really buy new books unless I love them. So I read a lot of my books digitally, most of my books digitally. And then the only time I'll buy physical books is if I love them and they were favorites, or if they're special editions, or if they are continuing series that I know that I want copies of. But I don't buy a lot of new books. I wait and get a lot of used books. So I have some that I've gotten used, some that I've bought myself just because, like, life's hard, guys. And then some that were special editions, and then a shit ton of historicals that I buy because I love the covers and the stepbacks, and they are not expensive because I get them used. Okay, so the first books that I have are 3 books in the Fallen Men series. I have read all of these books already. I just didn't have physical copies of them. I was able to find used copies of Good Gone Bad, Inked in Lies, and Dead Man Walking. I have alerts set up from many different used book sites online when a book that's on my list becomes available. They send me an email. I go and check what book it is, how much it is, and if it's the price that I want, then I will buy it right then. So that's what happened with those ones. And also a couple of these. I got Ball Peen Hammer by Lauren Rowe, which is another one that I've read, and Mr. Bodyguard by Lauren Rowe. These were the last 2 books in the Morgan Brothers series that I didn't own. And I bought Mr. Bodyguard new for myself when I was having a bad day. And I found this one used. Then I have the whole Reed Rivers trilogy that I got with a gift card to my local indie bookstore. I had them order them to my indie bookstore so I could use this gift card. Then I have Bombshells, Loverboy, Overnight Sensation, The Shameless Hour, and Waylaid, all by Serena Bowen. I won this one in a giveaway. It is signed. I was very excited to win that giveaway. And then I got Overnight Sensation and Shameless Hour used. And then these 2 I bought new on Amazon when they, for some reason, were on sale for like $5 each. So I got those. And I have read all of those books already. Then Gianna Darling, for a short time, released special edition hardcovers of the first 3 books in the Fallen Men series with the women on them, the badass ladies. And I had to get Welcome to the Dark Side because it's one of my favorite books ever. And this one now sits proudly facing forward on my favorites Gianna Darling shelf because it's gorgeous and I had to buy it. So I was only gonna buy that one because it's my favorite. But then I was like, I'm gonna be really upset if I don't have the other 2 later on when they go out of stock. So I bought Good Gone Bad and Blessings and Corruption because I needed them. They're just so pretty, and I would have been so upset if they had gone off of Amazon and I hadn't bought them. So I got them. My stack's gonna fall over. Okay, the next couple that I have are ones that I got new I got, and they are new releases, or actually this one I got on Amazon when it was really cheap on Amazon new, and I wanted to buy it to support the author with all of the plagiarism stuff that was going on. This book is the original and had plot points and characters taken from it and put into another book, and I wanted to support the original because I love this book, so I bought that one. And then I got the Love Hypothesis and Portrait of a Scotsman, both from Book of the Month. I have a Book of the Month subscription. I didn't for a really long time, but I rejoined Book of the Month recently because I needed this one, because I have the other two books in the series in a hardcover, and it would have really made me angry if the first two were in hardcover and the third one was in paperback. Please tell me I'm not the only one that does that. So I needed all three of them in hardcover, and the only way you could get it was from Book of the Month, so I got Book of the Month. And then I got this one, which I'm super, super excited about reading because so many people love it. It's I currently have it checked out, the audiobook checked out from my library, so I will be reading it in October. Then I bought The Legacy by Elle Kennedy, which came out a couple of weeks ago. It was a new release also, and I needed to get it because I was so excited about it. I read this, finished it, and you can hear my thoughts about it because they are not great in my wrap up, which I think will be up before this, so I will link it above. Okay, then I went on vacation to see my best friend from college, and I went book shopping a lot there, and I got a couple that are not historicals, so I'll show you the ones that aren't historicals, and then we'll do all the historicals together at the end. So I have A Lady's Guide to Mischief and Mayhem, which I haven't read yet. I read the back and it sounded really interesting, and I wanted to try a couple more traditionally published historicals. I've had on and off success with that. There are a couple like traditionally published, like in a big, like not in a mass market. So I wanted to see how it went. I've liked a couple of them, and I've had a couple that were like not so great. So I wanted to try this one. It is about a woman who's like a crime journalist, and she keeps butting into this detective's crime scenes, and he gets really upset about it because he's like, women shouldn't be writing about crime anyway because it's unseemly. And then they fall in love. So it sounds interesting and it intrigued me, so I picked that one up. Then I got Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover and Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I have never read a Colleen Hoover book before, but I really want to try her. I know a lot of people really, really like her, and I really want to try her and see if I will like her. I know she writes really emotional books, which is not usually like super my thing, but these two, of all the books that this bookstore had, they had a whole bunch of Colleen Hoover books. These two were the ones that sounded the most interesting to me. So if you've read either or one or both of these, let me know which one I should read first, because I really want to try Colleen Hoover, and these two are the ones that I have. Okay, and then I got Wicked Lust by Sawyer Bennett. This one I got from a used bookstore. It was $1 and it sounded interesting. It's a former Marine who now works security at a sex club, and then a undercover reporter, and that's their romance. And it just sounded interesting, and it was $1, so I picked that one up. Then I got, at that same used bookstore, Misadventures on the Night Shift by Lauren Rowe in a hardcover, which was really exciting. I don't own this Lauren Rowe book, and I love Lauren Rowe, as you can see from the beginning of this book haul. So I picked this one up because it was super cheap. Then I got Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I really love House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. It was one of my favorite books of last year, and this is his like newest release, and I went to an indie bookstore and they had a signed copy of it, so I picked it up there because I wanted a signed copy. I haven't read this yet. It is going to be on my, I'm hoping I can read it in October, but it does deal with death and hard topics like suicide and grieving and all that stuff. So I have to be in the right headspace for it. So I'm hoping maybe I can get to it in October, but if I'm not in the right headspace for it, then I won't try it because I want to love it. Okay, then I got a nonfiction book called Rage Becomes Her, The Power of Women's Anger. This is this is like a women's studies feminist book about how women can use the anger that they have against society and sexism for their own advantage, and how do you turn that anger into power. And it sounded really interesting, and I have a background in women's studies, so I picked that one up when it sounded interesting. Then what else do we have? Then my best friend and I both are going to be swapping books back and forth. We're like going to be mailing them to each other because she has some books that I want to read and I have a couple books that she wants to read. So rather than buying it myself, I mean, I'll buy it myself if I love it, but rather than buying it myself, I also wanted to read How to Date Men When You Hate Men, which is another nonfiction women's studies type book. And my friend had it, so she sent it. So I picked it up while I was there. So I'm going to mail it back to her after I read it, but I'm excited to read this one. Okay. Should we get into the historicals now? Okay, let's get into the historicals now. There are a lot. Sorry I'm talking so fast. I just don't want this to be like a million years ago. Okay, so the first historical that I got these are all from used bookstores or my library sales. But the first one that I got from a used bookstore is actually this printed, like full indie published type book novella of a Tessa Dare novella called His Bride for the Taking. And I've actually read this novella. I own the ebook, but I've never seen her novellas published like this. And I thought it was super cute. So I picked it up. It was like $1. So I was really excited to see that. And I love Tessa Dare, and I've read this novella, so I figured I would put it right next to all my other Tessa Dares, which are right here on the Tessa Dare shelf. Right? Yeah. And then I also found this one, which is another Tessa Dare, like indie published type novella. And it's called How to Catch a Wild Viscount. But on the back, it says this novella was originally published under the title The Legend of the Were-Stag, which to me sounds paranormal. So paranormal historical, maybe, possibly. So maybe I'll get to read this for one of the paranormal romance readathons going on in October. There's like a whole bunch of paranormal readathons going on, so maybe I'll get to read that one for that. Okay, let's get into the step backs now. Okay, so I bought a lot of books for their step backs. They were very, very cheap and I needed them. They make me happy. So the first one that I got is The Virgin's Secret by Victoria Alexander, and this is the step back. Oh, my light. There you go. So, then I got Enslaved by Virginia Henley, which is like has like the raised text, and I really liked this front. And then it has this very interesting 2-page step back, which I really, really liked. And it says, all she wanted was a real man until she found him and he made her his slave. So it doesn't exactly sound like something I would want to read, but I loved the cover and the step back, so I got it. Okay. Then I got the Sherbrooke Bride by Catherine Coulter, which has this very reflective, again, raised text cover with this funky 2-page step back, which I really, really loved. Okay, then I found this one called The Fall River Line by Donna Winston. This one doesn't have a step back, but I thought the cover was really, really interesting looking, and it's like a wraparound type cover, and it has like all these pictures at the top. I don't know if it's actually like a romance or if it's like a, it says that it's the story of two beautiful sisters desperately in love with the same man. So I loved the cover, so I got that one. Okay, then I have another Virginia Henley, and it's A Woman of Passion. And the cover looks like this. Again, it has that like raised text. And I liked the like flowers wrapping around. And this is the beautiful step back. Okay, the next one I have is Promise Me Forever by Lori Copeland. And I really liked this like cut page like that. And then this is the step back. This one looks like it is a Native American one. So I probably won't read this one because I don't like how they talk about the Native Americans. But I liked the step back. Okay, then I have Jane Feather, Vixen by Jane Feather, and this really interesting step back. Okay, next one, I have another Virginia Henley. This one is Ravished by Virginia Henley. So this is the cover, and then this is the bathtub step back that I had to buy. I finally have a bathtub step back. I don't think I have a single one, so now I finally have one, and I am so excited. Okay, next one I have is So This Is Love by Elaine Othman. And I love how colorful this step back is. It's so stunning. Okay, next one I have is Scandal in Spring by Lisa Kleypas. I'm trying to collect all of the Lisa Kleypas ones. I have not read the series, but I am planning on it. I really, really, really want to. Everyone really loves this series. And I need to read more Lisa Kleypas because I actually really, really like her historicals. Okay, then we have another Elaine Othman. This one is Heaven Knows with this beach step back. If I can, okay, there we go. Beach step back. The lighthouse, thought it was so pretty. And I think this one is in the same series maybe as the other one. It looks like it because they are like similar like cuts on the page. Then I have Catherine Coulter, Earth Song, which has this very funky 2-page step back. And this one looks maybe like it's medieval. So that's cool. Okay, now I have another Virginia Henley, The Marriage Prize. That's the step back. That's the front. And it's like a, I don't know how to describe the texture of it, but it's like a textured cover. And then it has like the raised words. And this one also Legendary Warrior Knight. So I'm thinking that it might be like a medieval type situation. And it has a castle on it. So castles and a knight feels like it would be. Okay, then I have found an Elizabeth Hoyt, The Thief of Shadows. This is part of the Maiden Lane series, and I don't have this one. So I got that one. I've read a couple of books in the Maiden Lane series, not all of them yet, but I've read a couple and I really like them, so I got that one. Okay, I have another Virginia Henley. This one is Infamous. I have the rest of the series. All right, and that's the step back. Then I have When Love Comes Along by Elaine Othman. This one I liked. It has like the peekaboo in it, and then you can like peek into the step back. So there's the step back, and I really liked the dress that she's wearing. Then this one is called Moorhaven. And it's by the same author as the other one that I showed you that had no step back, but I just liked the cover. So that's why I got that one. Okay, then I have one more Blue by Heather Graham. This very pretty cover. And then there's the 2-page step back. Freaking gorgeous, love it. So I got that one. Okay, I have The Dreaming by Barbara Wood. This is, I don't think this is a historical romance, but it's like a mass market, and it has a step back. It doesn't have a couple on it, but I just thought the step back was pretty. So I got that one, but I don't actually think this one is a romance. But I didn't plan on reading it. I just like the step back. Then I have The Seduction of an English Scoundrel by Gillian Hunter with this pretty moonlight step back. Really love a moonlight step back. I have never heard of Gillian Hunter, but it sounded really interesting and I liked the cover, so got that one. Then I have Prince of Wolves by Susan Crenard. This is a paranormal werewolf romance. And it has like this back cover. Then I have Wild in Love by Eloisa James. I've read a couple of Eloisa James, but I didn't have this book. I didn't own this one, and I haven't read this series. I think I've read a couple of books in this series, but never this one, which I think is actually the first one. This one I think is in the same series, and it's Say Yes to the Duke by Eloisa James. With that step back. I've read one in the series, but not that one. Okay, I have another Elizabeth Hoyt. This is book 2 in the Maiden Lane series, and it's Notorious Pleasures, and it has this boat, 2-page step back, gorgeous. Then I have this one, which is While the Duke Was Sleeping by Sophie Jordan. This one I won in a giveaway from Bree, so thank you so much, Bree, from In Love and Words, for sending me this book. Can't wait to read it. I think it's a While You Were Sleeping retelling, like the movie with Sandra Bullock. Then I have On a Wild Night by Stephanie Lawrence. With this beautiful 2-page step back. I love this one. Look at their embrace. Gorgeous. Then this one doesn't have a step back. Oh, it does actually have a step back. This one is Devil's Bride by Stephanie Lawrence, and this one has like an actual back cover step back. So then I got Wicked Delights of a Bridal Bed by Tracy Ann Warren. So that's the cover. There is the step back. Gorgeous. Love it. This one is Lion's Bride by Kathy Maxwell. So there's the cover. And there's the step back. Love it. Love it. Okay. Then we have Just This Once by Jill Gregory. There's the step back. Pretty. Okay, then we have Song from the Sea by Catherine Kingsley. This one I'm assuming is a pirate romance. I hope it's a pirate romance. Or maybe it's just like a sea captain. I'm knocking everything over. Then we have The Truest Heart by Samantha James. And there's the step back. Another one with like a peekaboo in it, which I liked, the like cutout in it. So there's the step back. This one is Season of the Sun by Catherine Coulter. It's very reflective. And it has this cool 2-page step back, and it has like the face. Can you see the like face, but like eye in the side? Very interesting looking. Then I have On a Wicked Dawn by Stephanie Lawrence. With that pretty step back. Okay. This one is An American in Scotland by Karen Rainey. There's the cover. And there's the step back. Almost there. And One More Gray by Heather Graham. There's the cover. And I love this one. It's the 2-page. Beautiful. Okay. The Hellion Bride by Catherine Coulter. This is another Catherine. There's a lot of Catherine Coulters in here. But I like this step back. So I'm assuming that's another like sea captain or a pirate one. This one is Catherine Anderson, and it's Simply Love. Pretty. Okay. And then I have 3 Lisa Kleypases. I have Devil's Daughter, Marrying Winterbourne, and Devil in Spring. And that's all of them. We did it. We did it. Okay. So that is all of the physical books that I bought in the last 4-ish months. It's a lot. It's a lot. I usually include my ebooks and audiobooks in my book hauls, but I don't think I'm going to this time because I just have so many physical books. But for my next, I'll do like a specific audio ebook, digital book haul later on. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and comment down below if you've read any of these, your thoughts, anything you want to talk about in the comments. That's it. So I hope you have a great day.